And here we are with lunch. It's going to be quite a hearty lunch, as you can see. We've got, took a bit of translational work here, but it was the chicken in its own juices. I believe it's translated to, which was kind of funny. You couldn't really pick it from the pictures. We've got the goulash, which is a heavy duty beef. These, which I think are the fruit, like dehydrated fruit, that kind of deal. Orifo drinking powder. This is peach. Got the matches, so we won't really be doing much with those today. But salt, pepper, coffee, sugar, and a couple of packets of the savoury or salt crackers. So, let's get in and start heating this stuff up. I'm going to have to use the Mark II field wok, I think. Let's get to it. So we'll just crack open the lids of these and pop them in a bit of standing warm water. Here we go, the goulash. Ah, it smells good. Can't really pick the smell, but it smells kind of just like it looks. Like a casserole. And the chicken in its own juices. This could be a little more difficult. Okay. Alright, well that's not quite what I was expecting, but it's kind of like a jellied chicken. You're more used to seeing the beef done in this way, but there you go. So we'll give those a bit of time to heat up. Now, I probably could have done this with the cans closed. I don't think there's too much drama involved with that, but just didn't want to deal with the cleanup. Okay, let's make up a brew real quick. Sugar. And we'll have it black. Magic. And we'll make up the peach drink, this time in a canteen cup, because this does make 500 mils, so probably make this up in a water bottle, drink it on the go. Ooh, it smells good. Yep, love that artificial peach and cherry smell and flavouring. I don't know what it is, but something about it gets to me. So there we go. Bit of a stir up. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so like digging in sand at the bottom. It's probably going to be quite strong, this. Get a bit of a whirlpool going on. And onto these, which I think are some kind of, fruit. Actually, they're very, very similar to the strawberry grains that were in the New Zealand ORP. They will be tasting nice. Here we go. And the good old crackers. Got 2 packs of these for lunch. I don't think we'll use them all, but I am feeling a little bit peckish at the moment, so could be good. Alright, well let's see how our chicken and juice and goulash is doing. Okay, our main events are piping hot. Ouch. So Let's see what they look like. It smells pretty good. And first up we have the goulash. Ooh. It's actually pretty much nearly overflowing. And now the chicken, oops, in its own juices. Well, I did tip out some of that own juices. It was getting a little bit excessive. On a little bit of a side note, it was a little bit disappointing to see that all these cans had ring pulls. And well, that's, you know, it's good in a way, isn't it? Because I was looking forward to actually busting out the old Fred and taking to them. But since they have ring pulls, we'll pull the rings. So here we have lunch, quite a substantial lunch, and of course this is just my interpretation of it. You know, if it was your own pack, you would mix it up and have it however you wanted, but for me this is lunch. I'd rather have a big lunch, you know, than a big dinner at the end of the day and go to sleep on that. So I'll try the peach drink. Cheers. Yeah, I love it. Anything peach flavoured is good. That doesn't actually taste too concentrated. I'm not sure, quite sure how much we got in here, but I would say it's not really 500 mils, but anyway, there you go. Coffee. Yep, normal instant coffee. Tasting pretty good. And let's go for some of these little fruity things. The consistency of them is they're pretty firm. You can't really compress them too much, and they smell fruity, and they taste delicious. Just the kind of thing you'd put in the kids' lunch boxes, those sorts of treats. The salt crackers. These are quite delicate. Break apart with a little fuss. But tastes really nice, not too salty. Fairly creamy actually, like a cream cracker if you know what they are. Not bad. So here we go, goulash time. And amongst this thick gravy we have pieces of beef and potato and some red pepper. And that's about it for the solids. Maybe some onion. Let's get a bit of, there we go. Let's try that. That's nice. There's a big bit of beef. And the meat is real meat. It's not like, you know, little mince balls or something like that. It is actually decent chunks of meat. The gravy itself is nice and thick. It seems mostly based on tomato. There's not too much in the way of unusual flavours here. It tastes kind of how it looks. There's a thick gravied, beefy kind of casserole-y stew. Potatoes have got some nice bite to them. And you know, it's not really a military item as such. I would say that you could pick this up from any of the supermarkets over there. So it tastes as you'd expect it to taste, which is you know, pretty reasonable for canned food. Let's try that chicken. Now I have to admit, it doesn't look like the most appetizing thing in the world. You know, more akin to cat food, I suppose. Odd thing about it is, I mean, is it really chicken? That doesn't look like chicken, does it? It's pink. Let's try. It does have a chickeny taste to it. Just going to do a little bit more translation on this. Ingredients are natural chicken in its own juice. Ingredients: chicken 85%, drinking water, onion, carrot, cooking salt, seasoning and preservative. So it's chicken, Jim, but not as we know it. What does it taste like? It tastes okay. It's kind of pretty far from chicken. And you know, if someone was to tell me that that was beef, I would not argue with them. But you know, when you can get chicken in a can now that pretty much just looks like normal chicken breast, you know, I think I'd rather have that than this, but perhaps this is some kind of traditional dish. And if it is, I think it's very nice. Neither of them really need any salt, so that's good. So there's actually some pepper here, which is, I find, missing a lot from many rations. And you know, I wish more did come with pepper. Let's see if this makes a change. Yeah, it's definite improvement. Much better. Now, if there's anyone out there that actually makes rations or has anything to do with the construction of them or works at one of the factories, please include more pepper. Let's give it a shot on the crackers. I think, you know, 2 packs of crackers are fairly generous with the cracker supply in this ration, and the types of food lend themselves really well to being chucked onto crackers. Yeah, absolutely, that was really good on the cracker, and I think this especially, and that might be really what you meant to do with it. Bingo. I think that's definitely meant for the crackers. And so guys, that was lunch, an Estonian military lunch. And I'm quite looking forward to finishing this off. It's definitely going to fill me up, I'd say. The boss isn't here at the moment, so unfortunately she won't get to try this. And welcome back to a fairly modest Estonian military dinner. Now for this dinner, we're going to go for the buckwheat porridge with beef meat. Ooh, it could be interesting. Get our cup of tea. We'll add some creamer in that this time. We've got our trusty crackers. And that's about us. So without further ado, let's get this puppy heating up. Now I'm not going to muck around with the Mark 1 field wok this time. I'm going to just crack this into a bowl, pop it into the Mark 1 field microwave, and here we go. Buckwheat porridge with beef. Interesting. What does it smell like? It smells oh, interesting. It smells wheaty, which I suppose you'd expect it to. It's a little early for it to be refusing to exit. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. Wow. Okie dokie. Well, this is certainly not something you would really want to try cold. You know, you can see it's all the fat's congealed and that. So it's looking rather nasty at the moment. In fact, in the interest of science, let's try this. Oh wow. Oop, that's definitely not something you want to have cold. But hey, I don't think it's meant to be eaten cold. I'm sure it's going to look completely different when it's heated up. Let's do it. And while that's still chugging away in the microwave, let's quickly get out our other bits and pieces, which really is just the crackers and the tea. There we go. You can probably hear that. That's the third minute that's been in the microwave. I'm really hoping that those little bits of fat, at least I think that's what they are. Some of it's buckwheat, obviously, but I'm hoping for the fat to have well, done something. Yes, I'm going to chuck the sugar in and everything else while the tea bag's still in there. Please don't give me grief for that. Ooh, okay then. Oh, it's probably about the saddest looking cup of tea that I've ever seen. The creamer just came out in big lumps, and oh well. Let's try and stir it up a little bit. Now, okay, well that was a bit stupid of me. I totally overlooked the fact that it could potentially be, oh no, it's Ceylon tea. Well, it's not black tea, that's for sure. I think. Nothing's for sure in this game. But anyway, we'll leave it over there for a while. Whilst we do some magic. Salt, think we might be needing that. And I'll just go and retrieve our buckwheat porridge. Okie dokie, well, I think that's about as good as it's going to get. I don't think there was as much fat in here as I first thought. It's actually the buckwheat. It looked like fat, obviously, but you know, it's had 3 minutes in there, so if it was fat, it would have gone. It would be sitting in a puddle at the bottom. Just get the old spoon and wash. And here we go. Ta-da! Alright, that is super hot. Yeah, it's looking a bit more appetizing than it did when it was cold, that's for sure. But really what we have here is just simply buckwheat and beef. Let's give it a shot hot. It's I've got to say, it's not really my cup of tea. Let's see what the salt does to it. No, the salt definitely gives it a much needed kick and turns it into something that's actually reasonably pleasant. Definitely needs the salt though. It's quite nice on the crackers as well. So the addition of the salt and the crackers is what really brings us together. On its own, hey, it's sustenance, and I'm sure it's actually, you know, quite a common dish abroad. And you know, as with most things, you acquire a taste for them, and you get used to them, and you love them. So I'm sure if I was eating this every day, it would take on a whole new meaning. But yeah, what does it taste like? Obviously the buckwheat is the most interesting aspect of it, and I can't really say I've had buckwheat before. It's just, it's almost like kind of little bits of rice, but with that faint bready, wheaty aftertaste to it, which is quite interesting, you know, when you mix it in with the meat. If you took the meat out and you just had the buckwheat and perhaps added a bit of sugar to it, then it would probably make quite a nice cereal. I don't know. That's an interesting combination, that's for sure, and I can fully imagine that if you down a whole can of this, you'd be good to go for hours. Let's try the lemon tea with the creamer in it. Oops. That's pretty good. If it was actually made properly, and perhaps without creamer, and maybe without sugar, I would prefer that to black tea. So, there we go guys, that has been an Estonian 24-hour ration. Thank you very much to the anonymous Estonian who wishes to remain anonymous for sending it in. And sorry it took so long to get around to making the videos, but yeah, I would be pretty darn happy with this. The buckwheat, yeah, I'm sure there's a bit of an art to preparing it, and you can probably jazz it up many different ways, you know. So there we go. If you're into buckwheat, and this, especially buckwheat porridge with beef, let me know if there's a way you should prepare it. But anyway, thanks heaps for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.